Saturday morning, a little bit tired. Quite a late night last night at the NFU dinner. Something's wrong with the boiler. The cross auger is jammed, so we're going to go and see what's going on. Yeah, this auger is jammed, but luckily, looks like my dad or Rob have sorted it. Various bits of scrap. Not sure which one was in this morning. They're actually chipper teeth. There's some other random bits of scrap that have come out of it again. Mostly bits of chipper. Just going to put one of these fire safety sticks in the fast track. Someone was saying yesterday that they won't replace the fire extinguisher. Don't know where they get that out, because a 6 kilogram fire extinguisher only discharges for about 7 seconds, and this is a 50-second discharge time. But if you get a chance, Google fire safety stick and look at the videos of some of the fires they've been putting out. Anyway, this has been on fire and I had no fire extinguisher with me, so I am now going to fit one. I mean, to be honest, it could just live in there, couldn't it? And it wouldn't need the brackets. But I thought, because it's got them holes, rather than screw to the plastic, I could cable tie it around. Something like that. Maybe the door that we don't use that often, or that rail. Don't know. I might take out the clips and see. To be honest, fits in there quite nicely. Not all tractors have that, but it's easy to grab hold of as well. That's handy. The Merlots actually have a little cubby hole that it fits in, so I'll just put a couple of screws in that. And that'll do. A little bit better up there, out the way of people putting coats on top of it, perhaps. That might be better, mightn't it? Yeah, I think I'm going to put it there because you can actually see it from the outside as well. So if there was a fire and you told someone to run and get it, you could pretty much point to where it is. And it's not restricting your vision as well. Ta-da! Grab it, and like I say, from outside now, you can see it as well, so you can shout to someone, go and get that red thing out the window, quick. If you had something like one of these in though, you wouldn't even be able to see out the window. Let's put this one up here as well. Screw started. And that one. There we go. Because they're so light, it only needs 2 screws, so that'll do. By the way, I did check that there was no heater pipes or wiring loom behind that plastic before I put the screws in. You could pull it back and look from outside in that way, and it's fine. Just in the 724, I'm going to put one in here now, but this is like fluffy plastic. It's like double layered. Don't really want to screw that, because when you take the screws out, it'll look a bit funny. But I might just get some double-sided tape across there and stick that on with that, and then it's basically in the same place as the Merlots as well. So maybe then we can say, right, every tractor on your left-hand side as you sat in the seat behind you is a fire extinguisher. Nice bit of number plate tape on there. Stick it on there. Solid that now. And no screws. In hindsight, I probably should have done that with the Merlots. I'll just put number plate tape on the brackets, I think, for all of them. There you go. Again, you can see it through the window as well, which is good when you're shouting someone to go and grab it quick. Is that a little wagtail, is it? A little white and black bird on the yard. Dad's just pushing the pile up, keep the yard neat. Felt like I could hear that making a funny noise a minute ago. Doesn't seem to be now though. It's not doing it now. It must have just been a stone stuck in something. Felt like it was on that back corner making a noise. Yeah, it's definitely a funny noise in there somewhere. Might have to get to check that. Not sure if it was that one, but we did have I think a bearing go on one of the prop shafts. So maybe it's gone again, or it was a different Merlot. I'm not too sure, to be honest. But he's checking. So because our gateway's dangerous to get out of, we applied for planning permission for a new gateway, which is here, kind of temporary at the moment, where there used to be a gap in the hedge. Anyway, we want to finish it off in the next week or two. So we're going to move this bund of soil over. We've got to move the hedge in an arc, and the same that side, so that we've got clear sight lines, and then obviously set a gate back so that a wagon can pull it in off the road. But do we make it so one wagon can, or do we put the gate over there so two can? Just trying to decide what to do. We don't want to end up with an unofficial lay-by. We have got that camera though, the solar powered camera that works with 4G, so we're going to put a pole up, put the camera in as well once the gate's been put in. But it's just how far back to set the gates. I mean, a 40-foot wagon needs about 14 metres. So do we come 14 metres back from the white line, or do we come sort of 28 and then there's room for two wagons? But then, you know, you can get people trying to back in and turn around and screwing up the gateway perhaps, rather than just like sweep it in gently, or trying to loop round in it maybe, or even dumping rubbish and fly tipping, hence the camera. So I'm just going to perhaps form all the roadway and then just decide then where we put the gate, or maybe put some temporary gates and then decide what works best before we invest in a set of sort of sliding electric gates perhaps, because they could actually slide in the field and not be in the way as well. So something to do this week. Speed of this car here now. At least though you can see it coming from a long way, because when you're coming out of that other gateway down there, you can't see it till like, well, the last 20-30 feet. This is the current view out the gateway. See the barn's in the way. Originally when they built this bridge, the road was supposed to go further over so you could see better, like that. But at the time there was a sandstone wall there, and the council didn't want to take it down and rebuild it further back, so they just tweaked the road. So if you look, it comes in a curve and then kicks back in there and makes that awful to see. Anyway though, at least he saw sense and let us move it to a safer place. That time of year when Dad's out with his mower. Quite a short and an early birthday bumper today. Terry Beanie, James Jefferson's 45. I think Terry's on the 28th, but if I don't do it today, it'll fall off the list. Sean Summers and Jack Lloyd Williams. I missed him off the other day. I put his girlfriend's name instead of his name. Yes, happy birthday everyone on there, and anyone else whose birthday it is today. £27,015. Brilliant. Anyway, I'm going out with Charlotte this afternoon. So you've had an early birthday bumper because I filmed it before I've gone out, and then here is some of Reaseheath. Quite a lot was filmed at Reaseheath, so it's going to be a two-parter. You can see half today and half tomorrow. So here we are now at Reaseheath College. Look at that electric BM. Don't look like student cars to me, these. So at Reaseheath, and there's a lesson going on behind, so we're being quiet, but they've got some chrome balers in. Amy's trying to hide quick out of the way. But look at this, how cool is that? It's like a power pack with all the spill valves on, PTO, Isobus, so that they can run everything up. See the screen. Run the baler up and basically learn all about it. We've got two of them in as well. And all's the stuff for packers and everything. So they've got dealers in from all over the country at the moment, learning about it. See how the string drops down on a ram on this to fill it up, making it easier. But yeah, this is one of the workshops at Reaseheath. Just looking on here though, that ram drops down, and then get that string a bit lower for loading it. This is Crone's bale collector. It fits 3 bales wide and then drops them. Someone made one years ago called a Flintstone, and it stacked them up, which I thought was better because then you only had to go straight in. Whereas this, you'd be 3 on the floor, you'll have to kind of bunny up them on top of each other or pick them up with a flat 8. But it's quite wide when you think you've got that, then you've got a baler, then you've got a big tractor on a baler. It's probably 60 foot behind you. You need some good gateways. Big selection of axles here from JCB. So that's obviously braked because you've got the disc on it. No caliper though. That must be like a rear axle off something maybe. But they're on a frame so you can take them apart and mess with the diffs without dropping them on your toes. It's a tractor like what I won in a raffle the other day, isn't it? This is a prototype fast track that they've got for playing with. I was going to see how many hours it's done, but there's no key in it. But I don't think it's done many at all. Right, what's this shed called then? What's it called where we are now? Just the workshop, okay. So we're in one of the workshops and there's this five Iveco engines. And then in here, they've got 10 switches, which they can make 10 faults. So they can make it so it's running rough or something. And then the students have got to then try and find out why it's running rough, either with a Texas sort of diagnostics box plugged in, or the workshop manual, or none of it. But you can make it so that all 5 engines are all running, but all got the same fault on it. And then you can put the students in teams or on their own and see who fixes the fault soonest, and then give them another fault to find. Or just give them all 10 and give them a nightmare, maybe.
Shouldn't be any faults on it. No faults found.
Oh, I see. So Rob wants a Texas, but James has already got one, so I don't think we need to buy one. So will that start now then? Just going to start it up. Oh, fume extraction. I'll inject the number 1. Oh yeah, it's because that switch is up, isn't it? One of the switches is up. Yeah, what stops them just looking through that hole or underneath the bottom to see which is the fault? What stops them just looking underneath to see which switch you've flicked?
Nothing. Yeah.
You blindfold them?
Normally we have a little travel padlock or something to actually lock that, but yeah, we have had
them cheated.
Now and then will actually flick a switch.
I'd just put your phone up from underneath here like that, and then you can just see exactly what's going on, can't you? Yeah, you need a bottom in that box or some duct tape.
Just to,
and candle wax dripped on so you know they've not peeled it off. Is that the throttle as well then?
That's it.
It's good, isn't it?
All we can do then is, once they've identified, you get that live fault and it's showing that it's red is live, they can then bring up, and this is the good bit about it, is straight away, without going through any of the manuals or anything, it shows exactly where the fault is.
Yeah.
By highlighting it. Then they can bring up a card and it brings up a component sheet. It tells them what it looks like, where to find it.
We'll bring the 936 up because that's missing on an injector again. Has it got AdBlue this though?
No.
Oh, that's good.
These are all tier 3.
Yeah. This dynameter on the back of this little class will go up to 700 horsepower. I don't think you can see, but it just works with electromagnets inside there. You can't really see, can you? There's 2 electromagnets around the shaft, and then they just kind of like create a magnetic force to strangle the tractor. A lot of them are like a fire, like it's a generating power, and then they put it through like a dead short, like a barred fire, like electric fire, and you just keep turning elements on to pull them down, whereas this does it a different way, but you do have to plug it in. Whereas a lot of them obviously are a bit more mobile, and they don't have to have 3-phase everywhere they go, which is what they use when they chip things. Because they can tow it behind the van and do it at the same time. So if David Jones is watching, this is what happens if you put your tractor puller on a diet. You end up with something a little bit like this. So we're in another workshop now at Reaseheath, and they're splitting some final drives off the end of a David Brown that they're doing up, and it's in a similar kind of level of in-bitsness as the 1690 we've got, apart from the wheels have been painted. And over here there's a Massey 135 that's getting some TLC done to it as well. So just stripping that down. It'll be interesting to come back when they're actually all finished at the end of the term. Andrew, what's it called when a car has a rusty bonnet like that? Is it not like some trend that they have in America? Ramrod or something? Rust rod, hot rod. Don't know. Someone will know. Sugarcane spec cab as well. Right, we're in. You're running out of the way. We're in. What's it called? The stores.
Yeah,
engineering stores. So when you need your tools to the day, you either wheel one of them trolleys. But if you need something special, then sorry, I forgot your name. Jenny will get it for you. So we're going to test her now, see where she knows where everything is. Because in our workshop, we don't know where anything is. So if we wanted a 13mm 9/0 nut and a 38mm 3/4 drive socket, go. See how long it takes. I shouldn't have said socket, I could see him, so I knew it was close. I should have done that.
3 socket sets.
Is there any missing? No? Oh, look at that. So there we go.
And
13mm 9/0 nut. But that'll be M8, will it?
M8, yeah.
How good's that?
M8 nylock.
Do you want a job? Brilliant, look at that. See, nylock means it's got that plastic on the top, so it means it won't vibrate loose.
For Imperial.
Really? You learn something new every day. Did you know, because I've only just found out, if it's got a blue plastic band in it on a nylock nut, it's metric. And if it's got a white one, it's Imperial. I never knew that. Learn something new every day, don't we, Andrew?
We do.
Like I said before, you'll see the rest of Reaseheath Collage tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.